What's up, YouTube? It's Russell of Amber Russell. Subscribe to the show at the top, thumbs up the video, and leave a comment at the bottom. Watch previews and stay tuned what we have for you guys in the future. So the 2012 BET Awards just went off, and I gotta say, one of the better BET Awards that we had in a really long time. There were some ones that weren't too much stand out. One thing I gotta say is that I just realized while watching this award show, uh, the award shows had not felt the same to me since I was a kid. And you know what? They lost their magic. I was blaming BET all these years, thinking that it was their fault that they needed to switch up something about their award show, which they still do, which they have been, but by having older people come out and perform, etc., etc. But it's not always them. It's also is. It's not the artist's fault for always being nominated. It's the fans' fault. The people who say that they're not going to watch because a certain person is not going to perform or show up to the award show. The people who say I'm not going to watch because so and so is being now is not nominated enough or for whatever reason. You watch these award shows to see everybody. Everyone's so concerned about one particular person and only caring about having certain people on the award shows, certain people on the radio, certain people on these music countdowns that it seems as though it's like a competition. People don't care about having multiple favorites. They only want to be a stand for one person. That's what's killing the music industry. People don't want to be open minded and get to know other artists. As soon as they come out, they want to call them a flop. As soon as someone makes a little mistake, they are instantly written off and cut off. So that's why these award shows are like, hey, why are we gonna cater to the people that are gonna get us, 5 people to watch the show when we could get, Beyonce and Jay Z and Kanye West, and they're gonna get, multiple people to come watch the show. So that's why you see all these different people watching the BET Awards that are, or rather that's why you get the same different people always win these awards, always on being the ones performing, always being the ones that get the front row seats because the fans don't care about anyone else but these top 5, 10 people. So, anyways, I enjoy Kanye West and Jay Z's their chemistry together. They seemed like they were having great fun when Kanye and Jay Z just walked on stage and Kanye was making his acceptance speech for Best Group. They just seemed like just like brothers, It just seemed so warm and happy. Him and Beyonce as well, especially when they were fighting a little bit when they were saying one of them got Best Video, but Beyonce seemed kind of high. She seemed like she was doing something before a lot of people think they're kind of woo up there. Whitney Houston tribute. One thing I gotta say is that I appreciate about the BET Awards. Whitney Houston had more than one song. All I've been hearing was "I Will Always Love You" for so long, and all these different ballads. They gave us the church Whitney. They gave us the pop Whitney, and they gave us the acting Whitney. I feel like I got Whitney overall 360. And we got Oscar performance Whitney with the Mariah Carey tribute. Though she sounded kind of fake reading all that stuff on the teleprompter when she started getting emotional, that's when I was like, yep, that's the real Mariah Carey. But uh Shaka Khan, she wasn't doing that great for me. She couldn't sing her own song too well. But it's when you get up there in age, you don't give a fuck. Someone who also didn't seem like they gave a fuck was Usher. Why do you perform Climax? He's performing Let Me See. Just move on for Climax. The Climax already hit its climax. I didn't get to see all the beginning part of the show, so I missed good music. But I just want to say, good music. Please don't forget that you also got Common and John Legend and chick from My Super Sweet 16 on your label because I just don't want it to be 90, even if they're 99% of the album is their, if they're featured or part of each song on a good music album. I still want to have them be a part of the music videos and the promotion and the live performances. Don't forget about them, Kanye. Um, from what I've seen, they did a great job together. I prefer good music over MMG, Maybach Music Group, because they seem kind of sloppy. The mics were off for Wale and for Rick Ross. You could hear their voices in the background, but the playback was too loud and the mics were too low. They just were walking around stage King real sloppy and very hoodish and not very, professional war show worthy. Whereas I could tell that Kanye West was like, you do this, you do that, you don't do too much movement. You had what's his face, Finch Montana just walking around. You had unless I do the guy with the dreads, the money guy, the gunslayer, gun shooter. Can't think of his name. He was just walking around the MMG performance. Just being kind of hoodish and ghetto and just not professional. And you know what? Also, I don't get why all these people come to these award shows. You to dress to impress, to dress your best, and they just coming sloppy. Anywho, Brandy did an excellent job with her Whitney tribute. I saw a different side of Brandy. You never really get to see Brandy really perform like that because she doesn't really do that kind of songs that much. So when she did those Whitney Houston songs, that was I'm Your Baby Tonight, and did she do I Want to Dance with Somebody? She really surprised me with the choreography and all the different stuff. I understand why Tyga and Cash App performed the last. Um, those are really great songs. They're club bangers. They're the ones that you put on turn on the radio. Well, Rap City, a couple of months ago. Anyways, I don't understand how they were worthy enough to be the last performers. That was kind of like you ended on a okay, moment. That's what, and again, that's why these award shows lost their magic because you have performances like this, where they cater to the fans who love these two performers, these two songs, but the songs aren't really, the people that are performing them aren't up to the par of, they don't have that hunger anymore. They don't have that creativity. As far as people who do have that hunger, Chris Brown, he performed his ass off. He actually sung live, though he was staying in the same spot for most of his performance until he actually started dancing. But his vocals, he needs to work on them. I mean, Chris, you are at this point in your career. You're on your album. You've been in the game for 7 years. You're on album number 5, 6. Let's see. You had Fame. You had Fortune. You had the one after Rihanna beaten. You had two before that. So you're on album number 5. You need to step up your vocals because at least with Usher, he's gonna always give you great vocals. Though Climax was not the perfect song to sing and perform. I should the new song from off the album, the next single or something up tempo at least, something to get the crowd going. Let Me See could have been a part of it. Mix it in. Melanie Fiona, she performed. It was whatever. I could have did without. Yeah, back with Chris Brown, his performance, he has more creativity. I see with Usher. Usher seems like he doesn't care anymore. His last two music videos um, were horrible. One was a live performance. Just he could have did so much with Scream. He could have did the same thing that he did with the live performance at the Billboard Music Awards. He could have did that, but he didn't just made it into a music video. But he didn't do that. He did something real basic. Anywho, Chris Brown, he ended his performance. I was like, it's done. It was supposed to clap. He did the same thing last year, so I think he needs to learn how to finish his performances and do it on a good note, versus leaving the crowd like okay. He won for best R&B male, and Tyrese, not Jessica, Faith Evans and Joe did the Frank Beverly, is that his name, and the Maze Band tribute, and it was nice to see three different people you don't see a lot anymore perform on the stage, and get out there and become and perform and showcase their talents because people forget and sleep on them and forget that these three people are amazing vocalists. And it was nice to see that the Maze Band were able to perform live on TV because this was the first time ever being was performing like that. Though I gotta say, I only knew 2 songs of theirs, and it's the ones you all hear at every single black barbecue party. Um, what else? What else? Beyonce won for Best Director. 20 other people should have walked up on stage and collected that award because of her last few music videos from the 4 era. They were, copies of other people music videos. She's been copying way too much this past era. She needs to get more original. She seemed kind of tipsy as well. Yolanda Adams seemed kind of, tipsy as well when she won Best Gospel Artist. I understand why she shout out Beyonce and Solange anyways. Who else? Who else? Who else? Jay-Z, they were getting a lot of camera shots of Jay-Z and Beyonce. And Kim just seemed so awkward and being sitting there at the BET Awards. Why was Nicki ass so big? I understand that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but it just no. You know what? It was too much. Nicki, it seems like you're just overdoing it right now. And that's it for the BET Awards. I don't know what else I'm missing. This is Russell, Amber Russell Scott.